Now that we have our grid, we're now going to apply some structural columns to the grid. So to do that, we're in the Architecture tab. We're in here in the Build panel. And there is our column. So if I click and select my column, you'll see that the contextual tab appears, my various different methods of placing them. Again, I have my options bar for further adjustments. So first off is my placement panel. So I can have them either vertical placed or at a slant. If we wanted to do them multiple times, if we select Add Grid and selected the grid itself, it will place a column at each intersection. Or we also have at columns. So if you were to place architectural columns, which we'll do in a few moments, you can also place structural columns at those points. Next is tag on placement. So every time we place a column, a tag will automatically appear. You'll become more familiar with tags as we work our way through the project. In the options bar there, we have, if we tick on, we can rotate the column after we place it. And then the same with our walls. Our next is the constraints. So if we have depth, when we place a column, it will start on our ground floor level and it will go below. So it will go down to our basement level. If I change that to height, now my column will be placed at the ground level and it will go above. Next is just specifying those constraints. So now you can see our floor levels. So we have our ground floor, first floor, roof. And if we select unconnected, we can specify a height. So we'll specify our height at first floor. And next, if you open up the PDF 002 column layout, in there it will show you the position of each of the columns. So the first position is A2. So if I come up there as my A grid becomes highlighted in blue and 2 also becomes blue. So when both of them are highlighted in blue, when I click, my column will automatically be centered at that intersection. Same again for the next one, we have A3. Again, both of those grid lines are highlighted in blue. So click and it is centered. B, we have 1, 2, 3. C is 1, 2, 3, 4. D is 1, 2, 3. E is 2, 3, 4. And F is 3 and 4. Double escape to finish. Best way to view this is we will go and toggle over to our 3D view now just to see what we've done. And the quickest and easiest way to do that is to go to the quick access toolbar at the top, select the 3D house, and that will generate our 3D view. So to navigate the 3D view is, again, we'll click and hold the wheel to pan, scroll in and out with the wheel, so move the wheel in and out. And if we want to orbit, hold down Shift, hold in the wheel, and we can orbit. If you wanted to orbit around a particular spot, select a component, hold down Shift, hold in the wheel, and now everything will orbit around that component. So there's our columns. So to come out of the 3D view, we've got two options. We can close down that window by clicking close, or we can just go back double clicking on the ground floor.